Hey guys, welcome back. Now, this just might be the most important video that you watch this year. Because if what Raoul Pal is saying is true, then we're about to go into an eye-watering explosion of prices, and this just might be the last chance to take your position in crypto before it all kicks off. And so, got some very important things to cover in this video, including why the Great Reset has already happened, which is why this whole thing is about to kick off. Then we'll discover just how high can this crypto market go in the next market cycle, so where should we take profits? And then we'll finish up with why he thinks we are on the precipice of going into a massive altcoin season rally, which is what gives us the insane crypto moves we've all been waiting for. Okay, so first up, now if you've followed Raoul for a while, then you'll know that this whole thing revolves around liquidity. But what you may not know is that it was the Great Reset that is about to kick this whole thing off.
So what is this all about? This is to do with the Great Reset. One thing that everybody expected was a Great Reset. Well, I've now realized it happened. It happened in 2008 when all rates went to zero globally. And that essentially allowed everybody to reset their debt payments. And everybody rolled their debts 3 to 5 years. So now we have a concentration of all government debts around the world in this 3 to 5 year sector. And that is leading to a cyclicality in the economy, that it starts slowing down because the interest payments become due, the economy starts slowing down, and eventually the central banks monetize those interest payments from the previous cycle and roll over the debt. I'm expecting the same again. And that would give us this chart. This is the future use of the balance sheet, potentially matching the interest payments to come. You can see the massive spike that was due in 2025, those are the payments from the pandemic period. So it looks to me like there's a lot of debasement to come. It says the balance sheet gets to $12 trillion. I actually think it goes higher because I think some of the banking crisis gets tacked on. So I'm looking for something like $14 trillion. It basically tells us there's more balance sheet woes to come, more debasement, and that's very good for crypto. It also proves out the case why we need crypto, the broken financial system.
And so Raoul has a very interesting theory, which is around why crypto has these 4-year cycles. And he says it's not around Bitcoin's 4-year halving event, but it's when interest rates got set to near zero at the 2008 Great Financial Crisis. And so, as resetting rates and the launch of Bitcoin happened at the same time, it looks like it's the halving event that's driving everything, when in fact it's the monetization of the interest payments that's also happening about every 4 years. And looking at that chart again, it shows that in order for the system not to break, there has to be another massive round of money printing, essentially taking the Fed's balance sheet from around 8 trillion to 12 trillion in just the next 2 years. And it's that what sends crypto prices to the moon. Okay, so next up, one of the things I've been pondering myself recently is how high is crypto going to be going in this next cycle? And here Raoul gives his rough estimate of just how high he thinks this all will be going.
So when we zoom out, we look at the Bitcoin chart on a log scale, and you can see the trend rate of adoption over time. The acceleration is when the balance sheets start getting used and people start putting money into the space and the space grows over time. And we will see that ongoing. So the total crypto market cap hit 3 trillion at peak. What will it be at next peak? Probably 10 trillion. As more money comes in, more people stay in the system. And opt out of the old system, or find new uses and applications in a Web3 world that makes the internet just better, fairer and more democratized and more decentralized. But that trend rate of Bitcoin, well, we got in that beautiful cyclical low the buying opportunity we were all looking for. People are still arguing whether it's going to go lower, etc. The probability is it put in the lows and now we're on the upcycle. And it's what I think is the start of crypto spring. I think we've been through crypto spring and we're going to be moving into crypto summer. Crypto summer is the point when prices start going parabolic. It usually coincides with the money printer go burr, or more cowbell, as I like to say. I have a feeling we might go parabolic earlier here because I think we're getting closer to a banking crisis within the regional banks that will require the Federal Reserve to step in.
So, a few things to unpack here. Firstly, when it comes to a potential market top, in the last big bull market, crypto's market cap got to around 3 trillion. Right now, we're sitting around 1 trillion, and he thinks it's going to be topping out around 10 trillion. So that would be about a 10x from here. Second, he thinks that probability favors that the bottom is in and we're working our way back up from here, and I'm starting to think the same thing. I think as a potential worst case scenario, then we're probably going to be retesting a double bottom, but it probably doesn't go lower from here. And third, he believes there is going to be another big problem with the banks later this year, and it's that's going to be the catalyst where the Fed has to step back in to save the day, the good old money printer gets dusted off, and away we go. And this leads us nicely on to the final segment, and that is that he sees an insanely big altcoin rally kicking off at any moment, so check this out.
But another chart really struck me, and it's this chart of the crypto market cap minus Bitcoin and ETH. So this is basically the altcoin and stablecoin market combined. I think this chart is a literally perfect wedge pattern. And it too, like everything else, suggests we're about to come into alt season, the risk on season. This is when crypto total market cap goes from, let's say, wherever we are today, 1 trillion or so, and it ends up going to 10 trillion. Something crazy like that. Everything is consistent here that something big is about to happen. And the time horizon here, a lot of these are longer term charts, is I think the banking crisis comes back at the end of the summer and we start to see changes. I think the Japanese may have to intervene in their bond market again. Maybe the UK do too. But we are really at the cusp. We cannot deal with bond yields going like this, going into refi season. So something is about to change. It's going to change big. Another way of looking at the alt dominance chart, there's this one that shows the repeat pattern that's potentially forming between the alt's dominance in 2015-17 to 2017-23. Again, similar texture, and you saw the scale of the moves last time. I think that's pretty likely to me because of this risk curve, liquidity. But here's the rub. It's really fucking difficult to choose the small altcoins. It's a great game that everybody enjoys doing, but you're at the casino. So I wouldn't get involved. If you do, it's for 10% of your portfolio because you want to be racy and have some fun. But don't do it en masse because that's where you can lose your skin.
And so, according to Raoul, there's growing evidence that altcoin season is about to kick off, which is where we get the insane crypto moves that we're all been waiting for. However, he does finish with one big caveat. Investing in altcoins is insanely difficult and it's like going to the casino. So don't invest any more than 10% of your portfolio into this. Now, recently I shared my 2 big altcoin bets for the next bull market, and they were Coinbase and Optimism. And yes, I would class Coinbase as an altcoin. And I know that Raoul's #1 altcoin of choice is Solana. So there you are, guys. Hope you enjoyed. Now feel free to share your altcoin of choice for the next bull market below, but just remember to address and get rid of 100% of the comment spam and trading bots below. We are trying out the new SuperThanks commenting system. And this way you can get your question or comment or request read and replied to below. Or if you just want to say thanks, then use the Super Thanks button below. And for now, just to say, if you did enjoy anything in the video, then drop a like, and a big thank you to everyone who does, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.